Holy hell, this half musical, half trauma journey has some meat on it. Welcome to Run Does Music, where today we're looking at another soundtrack. This time it's the soundtrack for Hazbin Hotel. I've been following the show since its initial announcement via the pilot back some odd years ago, and was eagerly awaiting it along with literal millions of people, surprisingly. And when the show debuted, it not only offered a lively atmosphere filled with colorful characters, but also one of the most standout soundtrack performances I've seen from a new show in years. This is helped in a major way by established stars dusting off their voice boxes, as well as unlikely sources giving us monumental music. So, let's dive right into the circle of hell. Let's get the big ones out of the way first and talk about both Poison and Lose Your Baby, two songs that hold the distinction of being the most popular from the show, and for good reason. If I had to pick a favorite between the two, it's definitely Poison, with its bright and poppy sound and contrasted with the lyrics and setting it sits within, being the character Angel Dust singing out an emotional, mental, and physical agony as he goes through the trials of being under his pimp Valentino's thumb. Literally so, due to a contract binding his soul to Val's control, forcing him to basically just be his bitch, do what he says. Angel's a sex worker and porn star who is forced to undergo the repeated process of being again Val's bitch, for lack of a better term, and also suffers physical, mental, and sexual abuse, as is detailed throughout the song and the show itself. One set of lines in the songs, going as "so far beyond difficult to resist another gulp," gives a look into this dynamic, as does the overall reference to Poison and how he's stricken with an all-around sickness via what he has to go through and do thanks to the influence and contract via Valentino. Angel is helpless, like someone who's been poisoned, and the show shows this off well, as with the imagery from Angel being forced to fuck several people at once, or watch on as Val not only disregards him, but watches Angel's torture and constant contractual obligations with a sickening smile. The story is touched on again later in the song Lose Your Baby, where Angel's co-resident at the Hazbin Hotel, Husk, talks about how while Angel is down in the dumps and feeling like the lowest citizen in hell due to the abuse, both self-induced and forced upon him, he has a friend via common situations. Husk, too, sold his soul to someone as well, and knows what it's like to suffer the consequences of forfeiting freedom, so the two connect on those terms and almost revel in it in this song. While Poison is poppy and almost energetic in comparison to Lose Your Baby, the latter song is a more toned down track for the most part up until Angel says fuck it in agreement with Husk's similar attitude and belts out high notes talking about also being, a loser. These two songs serve as parallels, as well as showing off different aspects of the soundtracks with differing genre selections, with a show tune-esque track, and a modern pop anthem resonating together on the track list. Powerful vocals and strong messages kick things into full gear. Furthering the genre differences, let's look at Out for Love, which utilizes the voice actor for Carmilla, Daphne Rubin Vega, and their Hispanic background for a Spanish-influenced electronic song that shows off a very welcome ethnic element in a largely plain American music-represented soundtrack, at least in terms of vocal presentation. The song details how Vaggie needs to stop thinking of pure vengeance and revenge for her fight, but instead focus her heart and mind on protecting someone, in this case, of course, being her girlfriend Charlie, and I think this song is one of the more important ones, not just as a turning point for Vaggie's character, but also looking into the parts of the soundtrack where she sings. Those being, of course, this song, and then Whatever It Takes, and the More Than Anything reprise. These all three of these songs, serve different points within the plot and within a story being told just via the song lyrics themselves. Whatever It Takes and the More Than Anything reprise both see her largely singing about how she wants to be the armor and protector for Charlie, with More Than Anything seeing Vaggie personally thank Charlie in an intimate setting and sense. Whatever It Takes is basically her declaration to be the protector, the shield, the person to keep Charlie from that, literal hell around them in a sense. With Out for Love and then the reprise, it tells an easy to miss look into Vaggie's vow of protection for Charlie, who also has her fair share of vulnerable moments throughout the show and the soundtrack. While a lot of people may point out Hell Is Forever, or of course the very bright Happy Day in Hell tracks were standout Charlie moments, I found more to enjoy and connect to as the listener in her parts during the original More Than Anything and the finale. Jeremy Jordan kicks the first song off with a strong proclamation of protection for his daughter. Protection is a very common element throughout this first season soundtrack here. Him voicing Lucifer, of course, but when Charlie comes in later on the track, voiced by the ever-talented woman Erica Hennigan, it's here where the extra emotional pull comes. Thus far in the soundtrack, she's given hope, frustration, which has more moments later on, and at every turn, a form of vulnerability, which is now doubled on as she reveals the admiration for her father here, one of the people who offers a response with kindness and hope, as well as when it comes to the final song, Finale, which sees the general cast come to Charlie's side with support and understanding, following following a deadly conflict. Erica excels in damn near any setting and mood, whether it be the aimless hope or pure frustration, such as in You Didn't Know, one of my personal favorites on the entire soundtrack. You Didn't Know also features the vocal talents of one Alex Brightman, who voices Adam, as well as probably his best known role, Beetlejuice, in the Broadway production of the acclaimed movie. He brings a very palpable fuck you energy to things, both in this song and the earlier track Hell Is Forever. From the vocal mannerisms and inflections to doing a guitar solo with his voice, perfectly fitting the tone of an antithesis to the idea of angels, and also serving as a major antagonist throughout the show and these songs. Fuck you moments are just as equally represented as emotional confessions, with Hell's Greatest Dad and Stayed Gone sing Lucifer, Alistair, and Vox. Like I'm missing someone? No, that's it. Do battle in songs, with cockiness dripping into every verse between the two of them, giving more character to the chaotic Lucifer, endlessly charismatic Alistair, and enduringly pissed off Vox. The best thing about this soundtrack is its ability to cover a lot of different genres, emotions, and of course set pieces. The one season setup for the show left it feeling kind of rushed in terms of watchability for me, despite the enjoyment I got from it, but the songs do everything in their power to communicate clear themes and accomplish the task with ease several times over. The only issue I have with any of the songs is Mimsy's part at the end of the song with Lucifer and Alistair, but I won't mark the song down for that, as it's a transition from the song to normal dialogue, and the rest of the song's cockiness and energy makes up for it in the long run. Overall, this is a fantastic soundtrack that shows off the many facets of Hell's most chaotic denizens, and it sounds great overall. So, for these reasons, the Hazbin Hotel soundtrack gets an 8.4 out of 10. And that's a review. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. Who's your favorite Hazbin Hotel character? Hope you're having a good day. I hope you're staying hydrated. I'll see you next time.